What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Scott's Weekend Sports. Today, I'm back with my dad today, and we will be heading out to Special Olympics swimming this in a couple hours. So that's why I'm posting a little bit earlier today. And my dad's not working today, so that's a perk. So we'll see what goes. So let's head into the picks right now. First game out, number 18, UCF on the road tonight at Cincinnati. UCF favored by 3.5 to start the weekend. I'm going to take UCF to win and cover the 3.5. I feel like UCF's going to find a way to win this game. I said it last week, and I'll say it again. If we can shut down the run game of Cincinnati and make them one-dimensional on offense, I feel like UCF should win this game very easily. But I don't think we're going to do that. I'd like UCF to win this game by a touchdown over Cincinnati.
I agree with Scott. I think this is going to be one of our toughest tests of the year. Cincinnati has been, with the exception of Ohio State, a pretty darn good football team. I think UCF's going to win, but I think it's going to be close, 10 points or less.
Next up, Utah State and LSU on Saturday on the SEC Network. I'm going to go with Ed Orgeron and LSU to get it done at home. I think they have Florida next week. Let me check that. Yes. So they have Florida next week, so they're looking to set a statement this week to Florida for next week, so I'm going to take LSU at home over Utah State.
I agree. LSU, to me, is one of the top 5 teams in the country. I think they've got it going on offense for the first time in many years. I think LSU wins fairly easily.
Next up, Jalen Hurts and Oklahoma heading in to Lawrence, Kansas to take on the Fighting Les Miles and the Kansas Jayhawks. I'm going to go with Oklahoma on the road to get it done in Lawrence. Should be no problem here. I'll take Jalen Hurts and Oklahoma to get it done on the road in Lawrence against Kansas.
Unfortunately for Kansas, Les Miles could probably start on offense or defense. So they're not a very talented football team. I think they're going to lose pretty bad to Oklahoma.
Next up, Kent State and Washington, in Wisconsin, in Madison. Give me Jonathan Taylor and Wisconsin to keep going. Perfect 4-0 to start the season. I'm going to take him to get to 5-0. Give me Jonathan Taylor and Wisconsin to get the win at home against the Kent State team.
2 words, Wisconsin rolls.
Next up, Purdue and Penn State in University Park at Beaver Stadium. I'm going to go with James Franklin and Penn State to get it done at home in a Big Ten matchup. I'm going to go with Penn State at home to get it done against Purdue.
I agree. I don't know what to make of this Penn State team. I don't think they're that good, but they are at home against Purdue, so I do think that they'll win this game.
Next up, Iowa and Michigan, 12 o'clock on Fox. Should be a phenomenal game. A lot of good games on the docket this week. This is one of them. I'm going to take, this is probably the toughest pick of the week. I'm going to take Iowa on the road to get it done in Ann Arbor against Jim Harbaugh and Michigan. I just don't think that Jim Harbaugh is good against top 25 teams. So I'm going to take Iowa on the road to get it done in Ann Arbor against Michigan.
Until Michigan can prove that they can beat good teams, I've got to take Iowa in this one. They tend to beat up on bad teams when they play a good opponent. Michigan typically loses, so I'm going with Iowa.
Next up, Oklahoma State and Texas Tech in Lubbock. I'm going to go with Mike Gundy and his Oklahoma State Cowboys to keep it going. Sitting there 4-1, 1 loss to Texas. Looked very good all season long until that loss. I'm going to take Oklahoma State on the road to get it done in Lubbock against Texas Tech.
For me, when in doubt, I pick the coach with the best hair, and that's clearly Gundy. Oklahoma State Cowboys roll.
Next up, Bowling Green and Notre Dame on the Notre Dame Broadcasting Network, NBC. I'm going to go with Ian Book and the Fighting Irish to get it done at home against Bowling Green. I think they have Michigan in a few weeks, so that should be a very good game. I'll take Notre Dame at home to get it done against Bowling Green.
Is Urban Meyer still the coach of Bowling Green?
No.
I don't like their chances then. I'm going to take Notre Dame.
Next up, number 11, Texas heading into Morgantown, West Virginia to take on the Mountaineers. I'll go with Sam Ehlinger in Texas to get it done and get ready for next week against Oklahoma. I will take Texas on the road in Morgantown this week and get ready for the Red River Shootout next week. I will take Texas on the road in Morgantown against West Virginia.
West Virginia, as a program, has really slid. I think they're going to lose this game and lose it big to Texas.
Next up, Georgia. I thought they were on a bye week this week, but I guess not. They headed to Knoxville to take on
Didn't have the same thing?
The Tennessee Volunteers. I will take Georgia to win this game at halftime. Georgia will have a 28-point lead at halftime in this game. Give me the Dogs big over Tennessee this weekend.
I agree. Georgia rolls, and they roll big.
Next up, Michigan State and Ohio State in the Horseshoe on Saturday night, 7:30 on ABC. I'm going to take Ohio State to get it done at home against Mark D'Antonio and Michigan State. Every year, Ohio State loses to a team they shouldn't. I don't think it's going to be right here, though. I'll take Ohio State at home over Michigan State.
I agree. Ohio State, actually, you could make an argument, has been one of the most impressive teams in college football this year. I don't think Michigan State's that good, especially on offense. I think Ohio State beats them by at least 2 touchdowns.
Next up, finally, another team out of the American gets into the top 25 this week. It will be the Tulsa Golden Hurricanes heading into Dallas to take on Shea Buechele and SMU. I'll go with the Mustangs of SMU to get it done at home. Shea Buechele has looked very good, the transfer, I believe, out of Texas, who did very well at Texas. I will go with Shea Buechele and SMU to get it done at home against Tulsa.
I agree. I think SMU, this is their best team they've had probably in the last 10 years. I think SMU is going to get the win. And I also like the name Shane Buechele. In fact, Scott said it 4 times.
Next up, Cal and Oregon in Eugene. I will go with the Oregon Ducks to keep it going. The slide of Cal continues. I will take Oregon at home to get it done in Eugene against a very overrated California team.
I think Oregon's starting to find the rhythm. I think Oregon's going to win this one pretty easily.
Next up, Washington and Stanford in Stanford, California this week. KJ Costello may play this week. We don't know, but it doesn't matter. I'll take Washington and Jacob Eason at home on the road in Stanford this week to get it done on the road against Stanford.
Stanford's really not that good a football team. Washington is definitely an above-average team. I like the Huskies in this one.
Next up, Boise State heading into Las Vegas to take on UNLV. I will take Boise State on the road to get it done in Las Vegas against UNLV. We hope Boise State will lose a game this year, but I don't think it's going to be right here. Give me Boise State on the road in Las Vegas against UNLV.
I agree. UNLV is a below-average football team. Boise State is one of the top 25 teams in the country. I think Boise State gets the win.
And now into the NFL games for the weekend. I might as well just stop picking these Thursday night games. This is ridiculous. I'm 0-5 in the Thursday night games this year. It's just ridiculous how bad I'm doing on these Thursday night games this year.
Don't be so hard on yourself, man. Don't be so hard on yourself.
Man.
All right.
As we head into the NFL on Sunday, as there'll be red-hot Jameis Winston and the Bucs heading in to New Orleans to take on Teddy Bridgewater and the Saints. 1 o'clock kickoff finally for the Bucs. We finally get our normal 1 o'clock kickoff time back. And I'm going to take the Bucs on the road to get it done in New Orleans against the Saints. But that usually means we're going to lose when I pick them. So give me the Bucs on the road to get it done in New Orleans against the Saints. Jameis Winston's going to protect the ball like he's done the last few weeks. Yes, he had that one stupid interception last week against the Rams, but that was because of a terrible, stupid mistake on the kick return. So I'm going to take the Bucs on the road to get it done against Teddy Bridgewater and the Saints.
Over the last 4 or 5 years that Jameis has been there, the Bucs have never been able to string wins together. I don't think they're going to be able to string wins together here. I think the Saints are going to beat them on the road. I'd like to pick the Bucs here, but I just don't think that they're a consistent team. When they win one game, they lose the next.
Good.
They lose one game, they win the next.
Good.
So I like the Saints in this one.
Good. Every time one of us picks against them, they usually win, so that's good.
There you go.
Next up, the Arizona Cardinals heading into Cincinnati to take on the Cincinnati Bengals. A battle of 2 winless teams. Give me Kyler Murray and the Arizona Cardinals to get it done on the road in Cincinnati. The Bengals did not show me anything on Monday night against the Steelers. So give me the Cardinals on the road to get it done in Cincinnati against the Bengals.
I actually think the Bengals are going to win this one only because they're at home. I think it's 2 really bad teams, but because the Bengals are at home, we give them a slight edge.
Next up, the Buffalo Bills heading in to Nashville to take on the Tennessee Titans. No word on Josh Allen yet, and if he'll play this week. He got a concussion last week against the Pats, so we'll see if he plays this week. Either way, I am going to take the Buffalo Bills on the road to get it done in Nashville against the Titans. The Bills are a playoff team this year in the AFC. I think they're going to be a threat in the AFC. Give me the Bills on the road to get it done in Nashville against the Titans.
I'm going to take the upset here. I think the Bills are a little overrated from an easy early season schedule, with the exception of the Patriots, of course. But I think they're going to lose at Tennessee.
Next up, it will be the Bears and the Raiders in jolly old England, Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, 1 o'clock kickoff. Give me Khalil Mack and the Bears to get revenge for the Raiders traded Khalil Mack. I think Khalil Mack's going to have a day on Sunday. Give me the Bears at home on the road in London against the Raiders.
I agree. The Bears' defense has been just vicious this season so far, and the Raiders' offense is not very good. Mack is going to be looking for revenge. My only question is, will he have 3 sacks or less or more? But I like the Bears in this one.
Next up, the Vikings and the Giants in East Rutherford. Danny Dimes is 2-0. That win streak stops here. Give me the Minnesota Vikings on the road in New York against Danny Dimes and the Giants. No Saquon Barkley again this week for the G-Men after that terrible injury he had a couple weeks back against Tampa. Give me the Vikings on the road to get it done in New York against Danny Dimes and the Giants.
I want to pick Danny Dimes because I like the name. I like the fact that Scott just said Danny Dimes 3 times. But I like the Vikings in this one. I think they're a better team and they're going to win on the road.
Next up, the New York Jets and the Philadelphia Eagles. We still don't know who's going to start at quarterback for the Jets. With Sam Darnold still dealing with mono, I'm going to go with the Philadelphia Eagles at home. Carson Wentz needs to blow up for me this week in fantasy, and I think he will. Give me Carson Wentz and the Eagles to get it done after a great win last Thursday night. Give me the Eagles at home against the Jets.
Eagles have underachieved a little bit this season, and they have last season as well. I think this is when they start kicking into gear. I think the Eagles will win this one by a touchdown.
Next up, the Baltimore Ravens and the Pittsburgh Steelers in Pittsburgh. I picked the Steelers last week to win, and they did. This week, I am unfortunately not going to pick them. Give me Lamar Jackson and the Ravens to bounce back. 2 straight losses for the Ravens. I think that losing streak stops here. Give me the Ravens on the road in Pittsburgh at Heinz Field against the Steelers.
I made a promise before the season to a young man named Terry Jewell, and I'm going to keep that promise. Even though I think the Ravens probably will win, I'm going to pick the Steelers just for Terry Jewell.
Next up, 2 teams with the same record. Wait a minute. The Redskins are 0-4. They're not 4-0. I'm going to take give me Tom Brady and the Pats to get it done on the road in Washington this week. I'm starting the Bills-Patriots defense again, so hopefully they start Dwayne Haskins so he can throw another 3 interceptions like he did last week against the Giants. Give me the Pats on the road to get it done in Washington against the Redskins.
I agree. I mean, it's 4-0 versus 0-4. I think the Patriots continue to get it done.
Next up, a battle of 2-2s as 2 backup quarterbacks as well, as it will be Gardner Minshew and the Jags heading into Carolina to take on Kyle Allen and the Panthers. Give me Gardner Minshew and the Jags to keep it going. I think Minshew Mania is running wild early in the NFL. I think he'll continue to do that until they get Nick Foles back. So give me the Jags on the road in Carolina against the Panthers.
This should be a very close game, low scoring, but give me the stash and Minshew. I think the Jags are going to win this one by a field goal or less.
Next up, the Atlanta Falcons and the Houston Texans. I told myself earlier this week I will not pick the Atlanta Falcons until they impress me this year. So give me the Deshaun Watson and the Texans to get it done at home against Matty Ice and the Falcons.
So when you talk to yourself, you listen to yourself? That's good. I'm also going to go with the Texans here. I think they're a superior football team. I think the Falcons have the ability, but they just haven't shown it yet. Give me the Texans.
Next up, the Denver Broncos, who are 0-4 after another heartbreaker last week against the Jags as they head into LA to take on the Chargers. I'm going to take the Chargers at home to get it done. Phillip Rivers and the Chargers will win this week. I believe they may start Melvin Gordon this week. Finally, fantasy owners, Melvin Gordon will get some playing time this week after that holdout. I'm going to go with the Chargers at home to get it done in LA against the Broncos.
I agree. I mean, I don't think the Chargers are that great, but the Broncos are 0-4. So give me the Chargers at 2-2, especially if Gordon comes back and he's productive.
Next up, America's Game of the Week on Fox, as it will be a 4:25 kickoff. This will be Aaron Rodgers and the Packers heading into Dallas to take on Dak, Zeke, and the Cowboys. Give me the Dallas Cowboys to get the win here. I feel like it's going to be a lot of Zeke this week. I think Zeke is going to be the reason why I'm going to take the Cowboys in this game. The Packers cannot stop the run, and I think that's going to kill them this week. Give me Zeke and the Cowboys to get it done at home in Dallas against the Packers.
Dallas' offensive line's nicked up a little bit this week. I think they're going to have a hard time run blocking because of that. So I'm going to actually take the Packers with an upset on the road. It's going to be a defensive struggle, but I think the Packers will win this one in a close one.
Next up, Sunday Night Football, the Indianapolis Colts coming off an embarrassing loss to the Oakland Raiders last week as they head into Kansas City to take on Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, who just barely survived an upset last week from the Lions. I'm going to go with the Chiefs at home in Arrowhead on Sunday night. Should be no problem here. Give me Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs at home on Sunday night against the Colts.
Until someone beats the Chiefs, I got to continue to go with the Chiefs. Mahomes is impressive. The Chiefs' offense is impressive. I've got to take the Colts over I'm sorry, I got to take the Chiefs over the Colts.
Next up, Monday Night Football in San Francisco, as it will be Baker Mayfield and the Browns heading in to San Fran to take on Jimmy G and the Niners. Here's my upset pick of the week. Give me Baker Mayfield and the Browns to get it done on the road in San Francisco against Jimmy G and the Niners. The Niners have only been one good team in the past 4 weeks.
Is that the Bucs?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. And I think Baker Mayfield and the Browns finally got their mojo going last week against the Ravens, and they'll keep it going this week. Give me the Browns on the road in San Francisco against the Niners.
It's a pretty good pick, but I'm going the other way. I'm going the 49ers. I think the 49ers are an improved team. They're playing at home. I like their chances against the Browns this week.
And that will do it for this episode of Scott's Weekly Sports. See you,
Gators,
ladies
Auburn.
and gentlemen. I will be back on...
We'll do Gators?
And College Game Day will be there Saturday morning. Tomorrow morning, big game in Gainesville tomorrow. We do not know who the guest picker is going to be. I guarantee you it will not be Tim Tebow tomorrow because he's got SEC Nation to worry about. As it'll be Florida and Auburn in Gainesville. I'm sorry to my buddy Stephen Battle because he's not giving me the subscribers I deserve, and because he is not been a very nice friend to me the last couple of months for not giving me subscribers.
Go Auburn!
Give me Auburn on the road in Gainesville to get it done with their defense and their freshman quarterback Bo Nix to make a play down the stretch. Give me Auburn because of Stephen Battle and get it done in Gainesville against Florida.
Go Auburn!
Everything about this game tells me that Auburn should win. Auburn's looked better. Auburn has a better offense. But something tells me that the Gators at home in the swamp are going to get this. We're going to get this game, and it's going to be a close 1-point game. Give me the Gators.
Oh, and one more thing, Steven. Until you give me my 10 subscribers, I will not be picking Florida until you give me what I rightfully deserve. So that will do it for this episode of Scott's Weekly Sports. See you, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be back next week with another video, and I will see you guys right back here next week on Scott's Weekly Sports, when hopefully the Knights will be 4-1 after the win tonight. See you guys next week. See ya.
Bye, guys.